Hello everyone, and welcome to Unveiling Mythical Legends. Do you think Africa's fiercest predators are only lions and leopards? Think again. Today, we're diving deep into the African jungle to uncover the truth behind a mysterious creature that even scientists can't explain, the Mngwa. This massive beast, larger than a male lion and covered in gray striped fur, leaves behind enormous, shocking claw prints and a trail of mysteries woven between history and legend. From ancient Swahili songs to mysterious disappearance reports during the colonial era, is this fierce fox just a myth, or a terrifying predator that truly exists? Join me now on this curious jungle adventure to unveil the thousand-year-old secrets behind the Mngwa. Hello everyone, and welcome to Unveiling Mythical Legends. Do you think Africa's fiercest predators are only lions and leopards? Think again. Today, we're diving deep into the African jungle to uncover the truth behind a mysterious creature that even scientists can't explain, the Mngwa. This massive beast, larger than a male lion and covered in gray striped fur, leaves behind enormous, shocking claw prints and a trail of mysteries woven between history and legend. From ancient Swahili songs to mysterious disappearance reports during the colonial era, is this fierce fox just a myth, or a terrifying predator that truly exists? Join me now on this curious jungle adventure to unveil the thousand-year-old secrets behind the Mngwa. You might think Africa's most fearsome predator is the lion, but you probably haven't heard of the Mngwa. It's not a monster fabricated for movies, nor a random myth casually told in folklore. It's a mysterious creature that even scientists frown upon hearing about. A giant feline beast bigger than a lion, cloaked in gray striped fur, with footprints as huge as claws, but never captured or fully documented. This is the Mngwa, a legend that's been whispered through the depths of the African jungle for centuries. As early as the year 1150 AD, ancient Swahili songs already mention the Mngwa, alongside lions and leopards. This was no casual metaphor. It showed how deeply rooted the local people's recognition of this mysterious creature was. It was regarded as a predator on equal footing with lions and leopards, or even more ferocious. They gave it a formidable name, Nanda, meaning fierce beast. In these stories passed down through generations, the Mngwa was never seen as a mere illusion, but as a creature existing between reality and legend, the true ruler of the jungle nights. One of the most dramatic and memorable legends tells the story of an ancient sultan named Mngwa. It is said he had a very tame pet cat, gentle and beloved, but one night, this little cat suddenly transformed into a massive beast, its fur turning a dark, gloomy gray, its eyes becoming hollow and fierce. From then on, it began hunting villagers and even stormed the palace, becoming a living nightmare. Of course, this legend sounds almost absurd, like something out of a fairy tale, but it is widely told along the East African coast, where villagers still do not take the name Nanda lightly. In 1922, an indescribable sense of unease spread across the Lindi region of Tanzania. Local residents reported family members mysteriously disappearing at night and livestock being attacked silently. Rumors quickly spread. Some blamed leopards, others claimed lions, but many whispered another name in hushed tones, the Mngwa, known locally as the fierce fox. At that time, Captain William Spichins, the British colonial officer responsible for maintaining order in the area, initially dismissed these rumors with skepticism. A rationalist trained in formal military and scientific disciplines, he was used to solving problems with firearms and logic. But one event changed everything and completely altered his perspective. It was a humid and hot night, and a night patrol policeman disappeared in the market area. The next morning, Spichins received a report. When he rushed to the scene, he saw not just traces of beast attacks, but a body that was almost torn in half. It was an experienced local guard. His face retained a terrified expression, his nails deeply embedded in his palms, and before he died, he used up his last bit of strength to grab something, a few conspicuous gray hairs. Spichins immediately preserved the hair samples and sent them to a zoological laboratory in the UK for analysis. Not long after, the results came back, causing a sensation throughout the colonial establishment. The hairs did indeed belong to a feline species, but strangely, they matched no known species. Whether lion, leopard, or the rare African golden cat, none aligned with the structural characteristics found in the sample. Particularly unusual was the roughness of the cortical fibers in the fur, suggesting that it came from a creature far larger than any known feline. Just as Spichins was preparing to launch a deeper investigation based on this discovery, the most bizarre thing happened. The critical report mysteriously vanished, along with all the samples and backup copies. Overnight, everything evaporated from the filing cabinet. The official reply to his inquiry stated, "No such data was ever received." It was as if nothing had ever existed, leaving only Spichins and the eyewitnesses behind, confused and deeply unsettled. Even stranger, after the incident, sightings of the Mngwa suddenly increased. One villager claimed to have seen a giant gray cat, as big as a donkey, leap out of the tall grass under the moonlight and drag away a fully grown goat. Another woman described hearing a sound outside her window. Not a roar, not a growl, but a deep, guttural rumble that sent chills down her spine. Her instinct told her that no ordinary animal could have made such a noise. Over the following weeks, Spichins attempted to track down this mysterious creature. He assembled an improvised investigation team, including local hunters and shamans familiar with the region, to search through forests and villages for any trace of it. But he soon realized this was no ordinary hunt. It was a confrontation with the unknown. The closer they got to the areas where the Mngwa was rumored to appear, the more they found those places eerily empty. Not a single beast stirred. Wild pigs and antelope, normally abundant, had vanished without a trace. Even hyenas avoided the region. In this stifling atmosphere, some members of the team began to show signs of distress. They dreamed of being watched by a monstrous beast, woke up screaming at night, suffered from insomnia, and even experienced hallucinations. One experienced tracker vanished during an excursion, only to return 3 days later in a dazed state, muttering over and over, "It knows we're looking for it. It's always known." Everything began to feel as if it were being manipulated by a force beyond the natural order. What power erased that critical report? Why were sightings increasing, yet no tangible evidence could ever be captured? Even science failed to explain the growing list of mysteries. In his final report, Spichins wrote, "This is not an isolated incident, nor a rogue predator. What we're facing is an unnamed presence from the shadows, something that knows our movements and chooses when to let us glimpse it. This isn't a hunt. It's a game of prey and predator, and we are not the hunters." As the investigation deepens, the horror incident in the Lindi market in Tanzania in the early 1920s plunged the entire region into an unprecedented panic. At that time, a police officer on night patrol suddenly disappeared in the silent darkness, and when he was later found, he had been dragged into the depths of the shadows by a huge spotted cat-like creature, and his body was torn apart horribly. This is no longer the damage that an ordinary beast can cause. Its strength and ferocity surpass any known cat. Local residents and seasoned hunters unanimously insisted that this was not the work of a lion or leopard, but of a massive creature known as the Mngwa, a mysterious name they used to describe an enormous, elusive feline predator. What sent chills down everyone's spine was the claim that this beast was larger than a full-grown donkey, its body covered in gray fur with indistinct, mottled markings, resembling a leopard, yet not quite. It was as if nature had produced an aberration. Even more astonishing were the tracks it left behind. Unlike the typical paw prints of known big cats, these bore predatory claw features, with paw marks as large as those of an adult grizzly bear. The sheer size made it nearly impossible to explain through conventional understanding. The depth and spacing of the prints suggested a creature that moved with immense weight and silent precision, carrying a lethal presence with every step. This incident struck the Lindi region like a shockwave, shattering the psychological defenses of its residents. The once brave night guards began refusing to patrol alone after dark, and even seasoned hunters hesitated to venture deep into the forest. A heavy, eerie atmosphere quickly settled over the area's nights, with a growing sense of dread that the massive creature could reappear at any moment, anywhere. Elders in the village claimed the Mngwa was sending a warning, a demonstration of its power, telling humans not to trespass into its domain. Around evening fires, children whispered and sang ancient Swahili songs passed down through generations. One haunting verse went, "The gray beast, cold as ice in its gaze, from the depths of the dark it came. None can escape its wrath." As night fell, a distant growl would sometimes echo from deep within the forest, as if to remind everyone, something is still out there, watching, waiting. At this point, Captain William Spichins began to realize that what he was dealing with was no ordinary animal problem, but a mystery that defied logic. As more eyewitness accounts and physical evidence surfaced, the gray beast of Lindi was no longer just a legend. It had become an undeniable and looming real-world threat. And for those brave enough to peel back the layers of this enigma, the danger was only just beginning. In 1954, British hunter Patrick Bowen embarked on a mission to track down the mysterious creature. At the time, a series of child disappearances had shaken a village in Tanzania, casting a heavy shadow of fear and unease over the entire community. Drawing on his years of experience and keen tracking skills, Patrick ventured deep into the jungle to investigate. He discovered a series of massive claw prints, far larger and deeper than those of any known feline species, perfectly matching the time and locations of the disappearances. Even more astonishing, he found strands of the same strange gray fur previously recovered by Captain Spichins, adding fresh evidence to the creature's eerie existence. However, Patrick quickly realized that this hunt was unlike any he had faced before. The creature possessed an uncanny, almost supernatural awareness, as if it could sense danger long before it arrived. No matter how silently he moved or how carefully he tracked, the beast would vanish without a trace just as he got close. It felt as though some unknown force was shielding the creature, helping it evade detection and remain cloaked in mystery. Patrick began to feel an unsettling sense of defeat and dread, as if the creature could anticipate every human move, avoiding all traps and ambushes with unnatural precision. As more and more sighting reports poured in, Captain William Spichins decided to assemble a specialized tracking team, determined to uncover the truth behind the elusive Mngwa. The team consisted of seasoned hunters, local guides, and scientists, all venturing deep into the dense jungles of Tanzania. Following scattered clues, they began to close in on what they believed to be the creature's territory. Along the way, they stumbled upon massive paw prints, strands of gray fur, and even managed to collect biological samples, evidence that strongly suggested the Mngwa was not a myth, but a very real, physical entity. However, things took a disturbing turn. After setting up a temporary camp to analyze the collected materials, the team awoke the next morning to find that all traces of evidence had vanished. The prints, the fur, and even the secured samples were completely gone, as if they had never existed. The ground showed no sign of tampering, and the containers that once held the samples were now inexplicably empty. This mysterious disappearance sent shockwaves through the team, plunging them into a deep state of confusion and fear. Some began to question whether the Mngwa was merely a beast, or if it was something far more extraordinary, an entity with abilities that defy natural explanation. Even more unsettling, one of the tracker's mental state rapidly deteriorated after the expedition. He became constantly dazed and disoriented, insisting that he could feel the creature watching them silently from the shadows and sneaking closer to their camp at night. His claim sent shockwaves of fear and disbelief throughout the team. The Mngwa was clearly no ordinary beast. It not only possessed immense size and strength, but also seemed to exhibit extraordinary intelligence and mysterious abilities. Whether it was the enormous footprints or the inexplicable disappearance of all traces without a sound, modern science struggled to fully explain the phenomena. Because of this, the fierce fox from the depths of the African jungle continued to challenge humanity's understanding of nature, remaining an enigmatic mystery that might never be unraveled. As time passed, the legend of the Mngwa quietly persisted across the African landscape, like a mysterious orchid blooming in the darkness, both enigmatic and unsettling. In the 1960s, while the scientific community remained skeptical of these strange occurrences, a mysterious zoologist named Bernard Heuvelman proposed an intriguing hypothesis. He suggested that the Mngwa might be an abnormally giant variant of the African golden cat. The African golden cat itself is a little-known feline species, small in size, secretive in behavior, and highly aggressive. Therefore, if some individuals underwent an unusual growth mutation, it might explain the existence of such a massive and fierce creature. However, even this theory couldn't fully account for all the eyewitness accounts. Many reports describe the Mngwa as having gray fur with mottled patterns, a body size far beyond any known feline, and terrifying clawed footprints, features clearly distinct from the African golden cat. Moreover, the creature's mysterious ability to vanish without a trace and seemingly predict the movements of its pursuers made it far more than just a giant cat. This ghostly presence left scientists baffled and perplexed. As time went on, scientific interest in the Mngwa gradually waned, perhaps due to a lack of concrete evidence, or because people preferred to believe in creatures already confirmed by science. However, in the local African communities, the stories of the Mngwa remained as strong as ever. The residents still feared this creature deeply, and their oral accounts painted vivid pictures of a strange beast unlike lions or leopards, neither fitting the typical feline form nor resembling any other known predator. Even more chilling was the Mngwa's call, which differed from that of ordinary beasts. It was low, eerie, and haunting, like a ghostly wail drifting through the night, sending shivers down the spine. A common thread in these accounts and sightings was clear hostility toward humans. The Mngwa did not merely hunt occasionally like a normal predator. It deliberately tracked and attacked people. Like a phantom, it appeared silently and vanished instantly into the dense jungle. This mysterious behavior made the Mngwa more than just a visible predator. It became a natural enigma, a puzzle challenging human understanding. When trying to reflect on this history, the most unsettling question still lingers in the mind. Why do all the crucial pieces of evidence mysteriously vanish at the most critical moments? That hair analysis report from 1922, once held with great hopes and capable of rewriting biology textbooks, why has it remained an untouchable mystery to this day? Could such eerie coincidences really be mere chance? Or is there a deeper secret behind it all that we have yet to comprehend? Perhaps the Mngwa is not simply an unknown animal in our eyes. This creature seems to dwell in the shadows of the Tanzanian jungle, quietly waiting in those unexplored, even time-forgotten wild corners, as if it knows it is being watched by humans, and deliberately chooses to remain hidden. Its existence challenges not only our understanding of the natural world, but also feels like a gateway to an unknown realm, prompting profound reflection. In this blood-stained, ancient land, could there be more creatures and secrets beyond our imagination, still waiting to be discovered? Do you believe that the Mngwa is merely an exaggerated legend born from fear and the unknown? Many think it's nothing more than misunderstandings, exaggerations, or even hallucinations. Mythical tales repackaged for the modern world. After all, without solid physical evidence, the existence of any creature struggles to find footing within the halls of science. Yet there are plenty who firmly believe that the Mngwa is far from fictional. It may indeed be real, simply concealed in the shadows beyond modern scientific reach, or so incredibly elusive that it defies capture. Like a ghost of the forest, it vanishes the very moment you think you've tracked it, leaving behind countless questions and fears. Perhaps the Mngwa, this unsolved mystery, is more unfathomable than any known creature. It stands as a symbol challenging the boundaries of our understanding, a mysterious answer nature has yet to reveal. Its story won't fade with time. Instead, it continues to captivate and provoke our curiosity, never ceasing. Enjoy today's tale of the mysterious African creature, the Mngwa. Want to uncover more truths behind unsolved mysteries and enigmatic animals? Don't miss out on our channel's exciting content. Be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell to get the latest revelations and in-depth explorations right away. If you have any thoughts or experiences about the Mngwa, feel free to share them in the comments below. And don't forget to share this video with friends who love adventure and mysterious stories. Let's embark on this journey to uncover the truth together.